And by the way, you mentioned over on Stream B, they were smiling after a loss. I just saw a smile there. So Twisted Minds is coming back into this. They're feeling good. They are not fazed by that early loss.
Because I feel like they understood why they lost, right? Like, that's part of the reason why they're still okay. It's like, it's something you can solve. It's not something that they're too strong. It was just our mistake.
Yeah. So now the Marcel gets open.
Oh,
though.
Marcel. Okay.
This is gonna change things quite a bit because we barely see it open here in Stream A. But the fact that Falcons ID have already secured the carry yet again, I feel like this is gonna be a staple in their lineup up against Twisted Minds. And now you might want to think twice about what the option in the jungle is going to be again.
Ricky, I really feel like carry is going to be a big priority in MWI, maybe even MSC, because carry counters so many meta picks right now in the EXP as well in the jungle, where before this, we hoped for Gord to be that tank killer. Now the job goes back to carry, which, you know, is why she was designed the way she was designed.
Yep. Oh, the Paquito gets picked up. So Twisted Minds are still going for a...
This is going to be Esme.
Okay, this is
going to be Esmeralda fighting against the Paquito, wins the lane, as well as the counter is not there anymore. I don't see why not pick up an Esmeralda here.
Yeah, at least for Twisted Minds, though, they revert to something that's more common to them. It's the utility lineup and a damage EXP. So maybe just maybe Daisy gets a bit more comfortable here. But again, the presence and possibility of a direct counter to her lane. That's what we have to watch out for here in Red 3. Does Falcons ID do finally pick it up? Or do they just really want to play confident and show us something else?
Yeah, I feel like the correct answer is going to be Esmeralda, but hey, like you said, maybe they want to go for a very different direction because maybe they want to pick up the jungler now before it gets banned out. So yes, they do pick up the Esmeralda. So now let's talk about what Twisted Minds really need. They have burst, they have crowd control, now they need consistent amount of damage. Something that Chin Chao used before was the 1-1, but I do not think that will be a very good pick here.
Yeah, I think on paper you would want to go for the Claude since you already have to answer the Eve, not directly winning against the carry, but that's pretty much a given considering the way the meta works right now. And you need a bit more of shred and DPS, as you mentioned, because you have an Esmeralda on the other side.
Yeah, and now look at this. They're batting out the shred. They're batting out the Gord. So this Esmeralda will eventually become a very big problem because even though the Claude builds Demon Hunter Sword, it's going to take some time for you to take out the shields of Esmeralda, especially because you have a Paquito, you have an Akai. They're going to give shields over to this. In fact, even a Marcel, right? Every member of Twisted Mind has a shield that Esmeralda can absorb. So the likes of a Claude might not have enough damage to even break the shield.
How deep can Sa's hero pool go to? Because we've seen like attempts to even use a Lunox to answer against these kinds of tanky heroes, but does she have it in her pool and will she be comfortable enough to play it? Arguably so though, I think she will have enough space. She's paired up with a Marcel. They also have the Akai on their side. She will have the brilliance to temporarily keep herself safe. But range might be another issue for Twisted Minds if they do decide to go for the Lunox route.
I've seen a Lunox in Group B, but that's from Foot Esports playing it in the gold lane. Sorry, not Foot. MIB are lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now, are they going to fully commit on banning out catch heroes like the Cho as well?
Oh.
The Kimi gets banned. I was thinking of the Kimi as well. Not an amazing pick against the Eve, but if you commit to maybe second item Sky Piercer after 3 stacks, you should have enough damage to deal with the Esmeralda.
But I wonder if the Kaja was banned out here because we're already assuming it's an Akai jungle.
Part of the strength of Kaja. Remember how game number 1, Falcons completely control the jungle?
Yeah.
Kaja is amazing at that. You know, the passive as well as the basic attack can steal many camps away.
Oh, yeah.
And again, there's a carry. Cho is a good partner with carry, same as Kalia, same as Kaja. Anyone that can catch, carry's happy with them.
That's true. That's why they probably took a bunch of the pick-off-centric roamers out. They don't reveal to us the roamer just yet, though. They go ahead with the Harley. That's a lot of magic damage we're starting to see from Falcons ID.
I feel like Harif will have enough burst, actually, and ironically enough, to deal with Esme. But again, it's so risky. But that's the problem right now. Every single pick for Twisted Mind is pretty risky, so they still go with the Claude. They're going to try to roll with this again. The mid is going to be the most important one. You need some kind of burst so that your early game is not as difficult compared to game number 1. Because again, this is tournament life.
Yeah.
Lose here, you're gonna go home.
Someone who's not as easily caught, someone who can probably also kite because you're expected to run around a lot of times. It's a Harley, it's an Esmeralda in your face, apart from the fact that you have to deal with the range from the Eve. So Sa is really taking her time thinking about this, but she will default back into her Kagura.
Because I asked her in an interview, your Kagura was amazing. Do you feel anyone else will use the Kagura? And she's like, maybe, but I'm the best. I'm the best Kagura. So I feel like this is do or die. This is her telling her coach, I don't care if it's not good on paper, I want to use my best hero.
Yeah, and maybe just be very specific with your targets too, because the Kagura, once it's actually farmed up, can deal decent amounts of damage, especially to the likes of the Harley and the Carry altogether. So maybe they will just really try to focus fire majority of their burst damage onto one. We also don't know what the Paquito is actually going to try to build from this point onwards. So that can be another layer to the burst damage that we're expecting from Twisted Minds. But Falcon's ID, the Roamer, is it a Cho?
I feel like a glue will be fine here. They don't have the damage profile to take down a glue. It looks like they're going to go for the Hilda. So the Hilda is just to match the Marcel. We're going to have a woman-on-woman defense, making sure that the Marcel is always marked. I got to say, Brigitte, looking at Twisted Mind, they're drafting like their life depended on it. And now Falcon's ID, they're trying their best to counter every single pick of Twisted Minds.
But will it pay off? That's the question. For Team Falcons Indonesia, they struck hard in map number 1, and Twisted Minds are forced to come back to protect their heart in the tournament. The key, will it get crushed after this map, or will we go the distance to a map number 3? It's up to them to decide. Athena, Gideon, let's get it started.
Thanks so much, Reflections. Also, big ups to both Lafell as well. We're breaking it down perfectly. So far, this game is really going to boil down to how those first couple of minutes is going to go. Because, man, Team Falcons with a draft like that, trying to cover every single position is kind of wild.
It looked like a chess match, actually. Answering each and every move that we've seen Twisted Mind try and take. Actually, for the Kagura, I'm a bit concerned. Although, it's all about the mechanics and the pilot, right?
That's true.
It's all about who uses the perfect timing as well here for Twisted. Immediate interception here for Twisted Minds, and a punish onto Seb. First blood here for Count Daisy. Violet might fall as well. It's Daisy right up front.
They're so
with
smart.
an early double kill.
They're so smart! They're so smart! This is the first time we're finally seeing the counter jungle actually happen. You're predicting your opponents, giving them no information, walk up to try and invade, and instantly body slammed into them. And you've got a Paquito who's strong at level 1 to make that happen. That was great. And now Litho for free.
Great minds do think alike. And now it's Cal on to Livy and Ramundo. Now we see some action. Now we see the countermeasure that Twisted Minds change from game 1, now reflecting heavily onto game 2.
So good. So very, very good. This is the best start possible that we can see from Twisted Minds' side. However, it's not over just yet. Just because First Blood was given over doesn't necessarily mean that the entire game is over. It's just going to be a little tough for Zeb to come back into it. And I think Violet, unfortunately, just does not have the base stats to contest with Paquito until first items are purchased.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the analyses earlier onto giving Daisy a hero that could actually withstand and do some action. And now it's up to main lane to actually try and bear some of the responsibility to setting up bigger and better team fights here for Twisted Minds. And now onto the top lane is going to be Chinchao yet again being targeted. There's Sev onto the side lanes. Very nice BMI out here just to disengage.
Yeah, they didn't see the BMI, unfortunately. They could have waited just a little bit longer just in case it times out and see whether the mistake was going to be made. But with the Deadly Magic already gone and information on where Zeb Zev is. This should be a pretty free turtle as Raymundo opens up the map to see Kao.
Okay, Violet is there as well. They're still waiting for that big square, that big RWM that TV might do, but instead they just focus on trying to level things up here for Twisted, not giving them any more kills than necessary.
Oh man, the turtle already slain and Zev in position to try to make another attack and another attempt on that top side. Mid gets attacked instead as Twisted Minds are sending the reinforcements.
Okay, now they react. It's Xin Chao yet again being left defenseless. Even the Deadly Magic committed. BMI just enough of a shield to get back and survive. And now it's Kao living some of those free moments with a shocking shot, but all is still good. No kills yet, just yet here for Team Falcons.
Yep, and now they're going to take their time as Twisted Minds know that they have enough of a lead to start stealing away some spare change from Falcons. In this case, one of the small camps. Zev just has to watch.
Okay, it's all about maintaining their tempo as well. Main lane committing the heavy spin. Raymundo will be bowling down. What a smooth transition for game 2 here for Twisted.
Yep, Raymundo a little should be careful here because at this point, Twisted Minds, they don't mind just ripping the ult. They don't mind just finding even more picks. They already have the lead. They're not going to play from behind. They're showing that they have enough dominance to play ahead. Can Zev steal this away in time? Zev does not have retribution just yet.
Okay, she's just rushing through everything. And it looks like it's still main lane here.
Possible punish?
Cost me. Okay, onto the top lane. They go for the counter punish. Raymundo onto the back, targeting Kao. It's it again, going in with the golden orb, but no one is caught here onto the side of Team Falcons. But yet again, what a great answer. Trying to push back a little against Twisted.
A slight adaptation. Oh, the Yank overturn connects, and now the blazing duet in the back line!
Xin Chao does a great job to committing a damage, but still isn't enough to actually turn it into a kill. Now, across the map, there was also an attempt here for Team Falcons, but unfortunately, though, it doesn't succeed. It doesn't still equate onto any kills. 4 minutes into the game, and they still haven't found the right rhythm yet. Maybe here under the turtle, they will.
It's all about adaptation. Now Violet trying to maintain as much pressure as possible to create that space. Sa needs to clear that midway before they get it, and now the fight starts to begin!
Oh, now it's Raymundo forcing out Daisy. Missed position here for Twisted Minds. Still, it's Sa follow up closely with the Thrasho and Samey umbrellas being thrown all over the bush. Neutral objective still up. They might not reset this one as Twisted continues their dominance here onto the top lane. Raymundo and the rest of Team Falcons will disengage and not contest the turtle anymore. Sa, and again with Yin yung overturn, Liv trying to run away. Golden Aura as well, looking for the side steps just to try and survive. And she will not, even with the flying clouds, still isn't enough time to actually help her.
Very nicely played. So far, Twisted Minds are coming out of this with 0 deaths. The kill score is 4-0. Falcons have yet to find something against them. However, the lead isn't running away just yet.
Yep.
Despite what happened in the early game, Zev is still trying to make plays across the map. Now getting caught. Is this going to be a death?
Okay, it's going to be the magic trick here. Trying to run away, but it looks like there is no way out but to go down here for Zev.
I mean, they made the attempt, right? Try to clear up the wave really, really fast so that Violet has a little bit of time to kind of maintain control, or could have gone to roam had that wave been completely destroyed. But at this point, Zev is getting targeted hard by Twisted Minds. They are not letting this transition into the mid game go to waste like in game 1.
Okay, now they're finally maximizing what their composition is made for, right? Immediate turnarounds. And it's all about delaying things up here for Team Falcons. Now they're trying to find a way. Thus, how about let Liv farm up as much as he can. But for Twisted Minds, they just did a really great job until finally getting an answer back for Daisy here, especially for that Paquito wonderful pick.
And so far, it's been doing wonders. Oh, another Yin Yang reaction with a Sky Piercer on top of it. Sa finds the pick of a lifetime, and Zev continues to get punished.
That is just messy here for Team Falcons. An early 0-3 onto your jungler, and now it's Twisted Minds written all over the map. Even Liv will have a hard time trying to find the right lanes to stay and farm up as much as he can.
The worst possible outcomes have already come true. Jinzhao just needs to scale because Sa and Daisy are strong enough to take out Zev and Liv if they are exposed to the enemy. Now, Twisted Minds gonna take their time with this. I think they want to extend this lead even further. They didn't bother invading the orange buff, but they just want the turtle first. It seems like they're not going to overextend. They're playing it by the book. Very textbook plays.
Okay, it's all about maintaining composure here also for Twisted Minds. And we do like that they don't do this flashy, unnecessary movements across the map unless it's really necessary. All about clearing up the lanes, not letting any lane turret being destroyed here for Team Falcons. And Daisy, she is confident enough that she could hold over on the two members, even forcing out some of the poker tricks here for Seva. And for Twisted Minds, if ever they committed, they were ready for any rumble. They were ready for battle immediately.
It's a gradual climb at this point. 4.5 is starting to come into dangerous territory for the Falcons. They have yet to find anything. Not a single kill on this game. Not a single turret on the map. Yet they understand one thing. We can scale. We just need to hit our item power spikes. How do we stop the bleeding as they now try to intercept this dive?
Okay, now they put some pressure onto Ramundo. Heavy spin will miss out most of the heroes here for Team Falcons. But now Livy is trying to find a way to alleviate some of those pressure. But it's going to be at cost of her own life. Jinzhao and the rest of the members of Twisted Minds still got a better trade onto that one.
And now they continue. They try to press the advantage here. Falcons tried. They finally get a kill back. Unfortunately for Livy, it did cost her absolutely everything. Last tier 1 turret here on the bottom side finally destroyed. Mid needs to be cracked wide open before Twisted Minds can accelerate this game any further. They're just limited by the structures that Falcon continuously tried to defend.
And also because of Twisted Minds, the change and the momentum they're facing as well. And Sa finally getting her hands on the hero she's most comfortable with, right? She's doing a great job onto checking each and every bush, preventing what happened onto game number 1 with Sev just targeting all over again onto their core damage dealers. Vision is everything here for Twisted Minds.
It is, and right now Daisy holding a very powerful position, but Violet's going to expose it first. I see a Genius Wand being purchased. Pretty greedy here, considering everything that's already happened in the early stages of the game. And I would have imagined, at least with the composition that they have, shredding that MR is vital for Violet and Livy. At this point of time, there should be an attack from the Falcons, but it seems like they don't have enough manpower or the resources. They will find one in Kao as the Lord goes into the hands of Twisted Minds.
It's all about the baby steps here for Team Falcons. Taking those small steps might matter later on as long as they don't get full-on annihilated here by Twisted Minds. And somehow, Sev is still doing a great job onto somehow balancing out the longer lanes here against Twisted Minds and preventing that macro falling onto the hands here for Jinzhao and the rest of the gang. Lord will be marching onto the top lane. Twisted Minds trying to find another person to actually take down here. But for Falcons, it's all about clearing up, making it safer, and Sa being inflicted a lot of damage here, but still will survive.
Still survives, and now we see the Falcons again maintaining these waves really, really well. Twisted Minds really lost a lot of confidence once Kao ended up going down. They didn't have their dedicated man, person, woman to walk into these bushes and absorb that kind of deadly damage that we're expecting from the Falcon side. Actually, let's pull up the item list before. Zev should not die here. They'll be able to get out, even deadly magic being used. Maylin takes little to no damage. I'm assuming Maylin already has Radiant Armor as Jinzhao backs up. Let's look at this, right? Yep, Radiant Armor, Chastise Pauldron already done for Maylin. On the opposite side, it seems that Zev even more. First item decided to go for concentrated energy just to survive the early game.
Yep.
And now with the Genius Wand, provides a little bit of utility for everybody else. Oh, Daisy played that well. Good composure.
Okay, it's all about maintaining the lead here for Twisted Minds. They're not letting any cracks here to be seen by Team Falcons. And now they slowly somehow negate some of the jungles, the macro as well. They're trying to somehow control it against Team Falcons. But for now, it's still Sev focusing onto the small things here onto the map, trying to and get a single person out of Twisted Minds. Raimundo for the follow-up! Immediate shutdown onto Daisy. They've got a plenty bounty right there here for Team Falcons. Now it's next on line. Flicker as well committed just to try and escape that one. But no, it's Livy with a shutdown kill. Heavy seen here for main lane. Trying to corner out Livy, and they will do so with Chincha with a double kill. It's 2 onto 3, and Sev will get those numbers as well. And Team Falcons kindly get a very beautiful play here. Chincha forced out onto her Flicker. Now we see some action happening here on the map.
Really, really tough for Chinchao, especially because, again, you're coming to the point of the game where you already have your Trinity items. It's just maintaining the Art of Thievery stacks on top of the Golden Staff stacks. Daisy nearly one-shotting Zev, but the counterplay is just too much. Just like predicted by our studio, Violet on this Esme is a problem.
Just let her cook, right? And she ate well enough to actually absorb some of those shields, not some, most of the shields here from Twisted Minds. And now for Team Falcons, they were just waiting to pounce on their prey. And now finally we see the tables have been turned. Now they got the chance to take down an objective, and then top of that, a possible takedown yet again. Ramona onto Sa. They're forcing out Twisted out of their position. Xinjiao goes in with a blazing duet, immediate shutdown onto Seb, and they go in and take the Lord as well in the process. Liv and the rest of the gang tries to go in with a trade-off, just enough to finally get an advantage. Shutdown immediately onto Chinchao. They continue here on the purple buff side, and it looks like for Twisted Mind, they got a Lord, but at the sacrifice of 2 members.
Yeah, not 100% sure how that was going to start playing out here. Fortunately, if Chinchao survived, I think there was definitely an opportunity for Twisted Minds to take this back. But look at the gold lead, despite getting the Lord, despite doing everything correctly, minimizing the damage, Falcons still walk away positive despite that.
That was a very smart move actually here for Team Falcons, just waiting. And then Raimundo focusing solely on Tusa, preventing the burst from ever happening. She was just so far. And even though Xinjiao was has managed to actually reach Sev and the rest, but one thing is for sure, the rest of the gang, they were willing to take the risk and they took it. That is a high reward play here for Team Falcons. And now it's Violet being targeted. Even if Radley was committed on her, but they were not successful. That is huge info here for Team Falcons.
Just not, unfortunately, just needed a couple more attacks coming in from Chinchao, which is the main win condition so far for the Twisted Minds. If you look at the items, and already max builds are starting to come. One last item to complete the full set. A Winter Crown coming in from Chinchao. We're expecting Twisted Minds for the upcoming fight to try to get Falcons to gather together to get a maximized Blazing Duet, and hopefully that's going to be enough to bait out everything from the Falcons.
That's the thing. Now we have to solely focus onto when and where Chinchao could possibly come from, because she is the most crucial piece alongside with Saa, and Raimundo is just doing a great job onto spotting out those 2 critical members here for Twisted Minds. And looking at the Dabitot ranking, she is the key to all the fights that Twisted Minds would be able to win onto this clash.
They're really struggling. Again, only Chinchao can technically do relevant damage to this Esme, but now they're trying to defend themselves as the Conceal comes out. All this for a tier 2. You can see how the tables have shifted from a dominating early game from the side of Twisted Minds into the mid game, where Falcons use their experience to hold on to the economy and stop the bleeding. This is a really great showing of veterancy, not only by the Falcons, but creative adaptive plays from Twisted Minds, because now they've hit the second roadblock. The first one was preset from game number 1. Coming into this one, we need to see them do it on the fly without the help of their coach.
It's all about maintaining the pressure to stop the bleeding, right? And that is exactly what Falcons did. They didn't let it really roll over here onto Twisted Minds. Instead, they still continued onto their day jobs, which is to farm up Sev as much as they can. Let Liv take most of the farms as well when it comes to the minion waves, and now they focus onto getting Daisy out of position. That was a really close call here for Sev. Now they come back. There's a positive position here for Team Falcons, and they could attempt another gank if ever, but Twisted Minds, they're just not letting things go walk by.
This is so good. Falcons know how to get the attention of Twisted. They show that Harley in the mid lane. Twisted continue to respond to it. They gotta play this slow, and now Raimundo might just be in some trouble.
Okay, she's getting a lot of attention here for Twisted Minds. Immortality being popped off. Kao eliminating Sev at the most crucial timing. Living with real world manipulation is Xin Chao with a Winter Crown play here. Beautiful placing duet, but Liv is still alive and will be able to take down the burst damager here for Twisted Minds. Stacy, on the other hand, will get the trade off, but now it's main lane locking in closely here on the members of Team Falcons, and Violet is the only woman remaining, and Twisted Minds one onto that clash and will be able to secure a Lord.
One simple mistake. Liv just needed to buffer the flicker as soon as that heavy spin connected the very first time before she gets pinned against that wall. You gotta be a little fast on that one, and Liv right now needs to do so much work because for the rest of the team to peel for her, they have to put their bodies on the line. Liv tried to be the peeler with the RWM, and guess what? Xin Chao already one step ahead with the Winter Crown.
And now they're looking to somehow compromise some of the jungles here for Team Falcons. What you've mentioned, that was beautifully played out here also for Twisted Minds. Very smart targeting for Mei Lane. And Kao directly assassinating Sev started everything, and it all fell onto the hands of Twisted Minds. Now the Lord will be marching onto the bottom side.
Now this is where it's going to get a little difficult here because Twisted Minds don't exactly have the greatest ways to zone their players off without having to commit really big ultimates. And in this case, it's that heavy spin, unless we see Daisy flicker, which isn't up for another 36 seconds.
Yep. But they're making it worth it, right? For Raimundo.
Oh my god.
She is just suffering, bro. She's just suffering onto what Xin Chao and Kao is doing. It's Daisy yet again finding Sev across the map, across the jungle, and now they're left to defend. It's only going to be 4 members here onto the top lane, and main lane and the Ross will be slowly disengaging. That was an immediate answer for Team Falcons, but that was a close call, by the way, for Sev.
Oh, can they save the turret?
No!
The inhibitor turret gets broken down. Even if it survives at 1 HP, at least it would have prevented the ever-constant flowing wave from Twisted Minds' side, and a long wave, the long lane of which Falcons must consistently deal with. Look, Lord is spawning 75 seconds away on the bottom side. It's so far away to deal with, and they really need Violet to open up that map because nobody else can do it, not even Raimundo anymore.
She isn't, right? She is not really enjoying her time right now because for Team Falcons, that's halfway across the map. And you wouldn't want to waste a time for Violet to just clear off the waves. You want her to be present when it comes to crucial team fights. Now, we see her purchasing the Winter Crown as well.
Wait, we're seeing a movement from Twisted Minds. It looks like they want to invade on the top side to maybe try and go for an intercept onto Violet.
Maybe.
But they've already spotted this out, right? Raimundo, great positioning here to give the information necessary. Falcons ready for the counterattack.
Okay, Raimundo still is baiting herself here. Just debating whether they should go for a kill, but Violet onto Daisy. This is what we're talking about. She is strong on the 1v1 scenario. But if there were multiple members, that is a different case. So Team Falcons needs to be really careful onto sending Violet alone across the map.
Falcons, again, that counterattack, had it happened at the 40-second mark of when the Lord was going to spawn, they probably would have their ults back up for when the Lord actually spawned to fight once more. But it's just too risky. It's 15-13 so far, and Twisted Minds, both sides are all at max build, with Twisted Minds with a little bit more economy to start item swapping in the middle of these fights. We'll see whether that's going to matter in just a little bit, because you can tell Falcons, they're the ones who have to press the charges. Twisted Minds, they can just wait. Look at that top wave. It's building up fast.
Yep, they have the luxury to take things slow when it comes to this Lord take. And as we mentioned, it's always going to be a -1 here for Team Falcons just because of that base art being destroyed here for Twisted Minds. And now they commit. They saw that there are not a lot of members here for Team Falcons to try and contest this one out. It's Liv trying to fall back here with a free hit, and Violet with the Falling Storm will be able to hit Sa. But process is going to be taking too long here for Team Falcons, but immediately get in with the kill. What a way to get off the Lord and get another kill. Xin Chao with their multi-Trokoun and a double kill here for the carry. Falcons have done it. They were able to get a Lord, a kill as well, and now they slowly make their way through the map.
Genuinely beautifully played by Falcon's side. I thought maybe for sure that this was going to be a lord for the side of Twisted Minds, but the target priority from Falcons in the middle of the scrum was just too much to deal with. And now, with the immortalities, they're looking for the end game as Daisy. They're going to have to recall. Yeah, it looks like they've accepted what's about to happen. And look at Levy, so far behind with the RWM ready to punish.
Okay, they know it's going to be a jump here for Daisy. She's taking the risk. We'll be able to eliminate Raimundo, but the Lord is still full of HP. It's Insane Falcons focus fire onto the base and winning over this match onto a 2-0 sweep.
From deadpan silence to all smiles on the side of the Falcons. What a difficult battle this had to be for the Twisted Minds. They were the ones who were leading the charge. They were the ones who were setting the tempo, but it was Falcons' experience and most importantly, their patience that got them through these hurdles.
Definitely, now they rise as legends. Many had doubted them from the first day of MWI. Now they put their mark yet again as Indonesia's finest to stay here at MWI at EWC.
Ooh, what a game. If this is what we're expecting from our very first